welcome to Tarot with Taschi, number 9. Hope you've been having a good week. It's day off today, obviously, for Waitangi Day. I did what everyone else does on the day off around here, and I went to the mall, which is a stupid idea when you are an empath like me, but I had to go, so I went. Whoa, jumping cards. Again, those of you who have seen my readings before know that I do a weekly reading using the Everyday Tarot cards by Biddy Tarot, and I use them because they fit into my hand nicely, and they're very minimalist, which is how I am in life, really. I try to be. Ooh, the Lovers, okay, and the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, that is karmic love mini message for somebody that you've just met. That's karmic. That'll be fun. Right, I'm going to shuffle and oh, and it could be contentious, but at the end of the day, when you have something that's karmic, it is an opportunity for you to write the past and balance the past. So don't, oh, and then there goes the balance card. This one. It's an opportunity to balance that karma. Fun. It'll be real fun times. These cards are crazy. Clear. Centering will probably help me right now after being out all day at Newmarket, and then I thought it would be a good idea to go to Sylvia Park as well, because anyway, let's try and shuffle and pick 7 cards. And while I do this, because I feel like they're going to take a while because they keep flipping. And I don't like that. I like to wait for one to jump. These are crazy today. I'm going to spread them out, fan them out, a wash, a card wash. Somebody had an interesting question for me yesterday. They said, how do I know what my spirit animal is? And, well, I told her my story, which was that I had to balance that karma. Just came out again. Can't make this up. Maybe I don't need to read the cards today. What else is, I might do it this way today. What's going to fall out in relation to this karmic meeting, a love connection that someone has made? Anyway, back to my story about the spirit animal guides. In my case, I can sort of do this one-eyed thing, and I feel like that's a owl thing. So I always thought that an owl was my, just saw that same card again, 2 of Pentacles. ADD. Spirit animals. I had an inkling that owl was my animal because I feel like that's what happens. You have an idea about what it is. And then I said out loud, right, if this is my spirit animal, universe, whoever you talk to, I want a confirmation. And about half an hour later, I was watching The Bachelor on TV. I was in a hotel room in Australia, Melbourne, and turned on the Australian Bachelor, and they brought out, pretty sure that's what it was, and they brought out an animal for them, or one of the bachelors might have brought one in for the bachelorette, like it was like the first night, and he bought an owl. And I thought, right, I'm going to say that that's my animal then. And once you know that, you can look that up and find out what the symbolism of owls mean. Obviously that's wise and things, but there's other things like they see in the dark, they see what others can't see, things like that. And actually I moved back to New Zealand and I rented a room, and in my room was a set of owls, and I actually bought 2 owls in Perth and I brought them back with me. One of the only little things I brought back, these 2 ceramic owls. So now I have two owl twin sets in my room, so another confirmation. But also I suggested to her to go on a shamanic journey and see what animal pops up for you, because I had a fawn pop up, which is Mr. Tumnall, if that's his name, from Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. He's a fawn. One just popped up to greet me as I went into my journey, which is like a meditation where you just let your imagination run, and that's what popped up for me as well. So what else did I suggest? Just putting it out there and see what turns up, like a blatant sign. If you ask for a blatant sign, I do this all the time. Put that back, oh, it's gone now. A blatant sign on what your animal is, then you'll get a sign pretty quickly. It might be a grasshopper, and then you look out on the window and there's a grasshopper. You could get oracle card deck. There's lots of things you could do, but I feel like it's cool when you ask the universe for a sign and they give you one. That's interesting. How many cards is that? And that's number 4. This is the 10 of Cups again. I feel like we had this last week, yes, with the little happy family. I think if you move past this karma and the conflict and learn how to communicate, then maybe you could get this with this karmic person. Karma is good or bad, by the way. You might meet, I was talking last week about the family, and your karma might be to come together with a person and create a family because you didn't complete something in the last life, or here's a really bad, it's a good example but it's a bad subject of karma. Say you witness a rape in a past life and you didn't do anything to stop it. In this life, that person who was being raped might be your sister in this life, and a similar opportunity might come up if you're the brother, for example, to help or speak up for your sister or help your sister out, or even might be an exact similar situation, and you've given that chance again to right that wrong, then that's a karmic situation. You might also come back as the rapist, so you get to see another whole perspective on that. So that's an example of negative karma, but like there's also positive karma where you help someone in another life and they want to repay the favor, so they come in as your husband and promise to give you a nice life and everything that you've always wanted, and they want to give that to you because they helped you in another life. And that's a really nice thing, isn't it? The world. They want to give you the world. Whoever this person is, I think, does want to give you the world and does want to give you this life. But that 10 of, was it the 10 of Wands or something like that? Maybe it's the 6 of Wands. You there's harmony that you need to create there in order to get to finish this out, so you can move on to something else, because it's like a level in a video game. You're trying to finish the level, but you can't get there because you don't have the right tools, or you're just not good at jumping that giant canyon and you keep falling down the hole all the time, or whatever. But you keep on trying. The universe will keep giving you the opportunities as well to try again and try again. I feel like I've completely lost my train of thought now. But anyway, if it's a Six of Wands and the Strife card, all those crossed wands, that's very passionate fighting, and it's normally familial. It's normally to do with your family ties or very close relationship dramas, as opposed to like work dramas. Yeah, these cards are crazy. But yeah, communication obviously is what you want to be working on to remedy this situation, especially if you got together in a really weird way, or you feel like there's a lot of signs that are pointing towards this person that you can't ignore, and that's why you feel like you need to. There's a strong pull towards this person. A strong pull towards this person in itself, like that could be a twin thing. That's not karma, that's a whole other ball game. But a strong pull could be very good or very bad. Depending on the person. Like a strong pull could be, like I said before, they're only here to help you, so that's why they're together. They've come into your life. But then there is the type where it's a strong pull, but you just keep miscommunicating. That's an opportunity to write a karma, and I've actually had this with a former boss, where the whole point, I feel like, was that I was supposed to stand up to him because no one else had called him on his crap. And it was really odd, because before I even met him, I got really excited. Like, my soul knew that I was about to clear this karma, and I was like, thank God, because this one's been hanging around a few lifetimes. And it came to a head, and I had to call him out on his behavior. And then I short-circuited him, because it goes both ways, but it cleared. That needed to happen. But there's, I don't know if I read a quote or whatever, but there's a really good thing about that, about the feeling, what it means when you meet different people initially. And if you meet somebody and they make you super nervous, then you should run the other way, because that's karma. Well, you can't run, because that happened to me. I tried to not engage with somebody, and they just kept coming back every few years until I just went for it and tried to make it work. And he actually got to me where I am now, got me here, so that was the point of him. But he made me really nervous. I don't normally get that nervous with stuff like that. What you want for a nice, non-karmic, nice soulmate, high vibe relationship is somebody that you meet them and they feel at home immediately. That's what you're looking for. What the fuck? Balance. Do I need to pull another card? Because this one is I've seen that one 3 times now as well. Where is it? Put it back again. I hadn't seen anything, but as I've been shuffling, this one. 2 of Swords. You've got a choice. Are you going to give it a go, or are you going to run away and they'll come back the next lifetime? It's a bit like suicide. You don't want to commit suicide, I'm telling you now. Just so you know, don't do it. Because if you do it, you're just going to come back again. And the game will be harder. The canyon will be bigger. You'll be slower. Whatever it takes for you to be so unable to ignore the situation that you'll be forced to go within to deal with it. It's like abandonment, right? If your core issue is abandonment, you're going to be abandoned so that it's right in your face, and you're going to be constantly abandoned again and again and again. And not because there's anything wrong with you, other than they're just trying to point out that, well, kind of that it's an issue that you have come to work on. People, I talked to someone recently, are like, why does this keep happening to me over and over and over? Because they're not getting the lesson, and you wouldn't have got it any other way. So that's how this mirror universe works, unfortunately. Apparently they don't like it. The powers that be are creating another reality where it's not a mirror, because they've found that that is too difficult a way for physical people to learn, us in the physical world, to learn how to do things. These readings are getting crazier and crazier. The devil. Temptation. Temptation is probably to run away. Yeah, there's a duality there. Oh, that's going to be fun for somebody. Whoever I'm talking about. Did you just meet them? Pay attention next time you talk to them, how you feel. You feel nervous? There's a difference between nervous, like you're going to be sick, which is how I felt when I met the person I mentioned before. Like I wasn't excited, but I started sweating, got really nervous the very first time I met him. That I consciously met him. That was the 3rd time I've met him. But it was, yeah. I'm not talking butterflies. I'm talking, you're interesting, but you make me super nervous. You make me doubt myself. All of that. That's different to somebody giving you butterflies. That butterfly feeling, I think, is your soul speaking to you on another level. It's, I think it's spiritual. Yes, it's not a pheromone thing, because sometimes you're not in the same place and you just read something. It's the energy of that. It's this meeting of souls. I forgot about that thing until just recently. Anyway, I feel like this whole thing is just me rambling about bullshit. But hopefully you got something out of it, and you could piece together the reading from what I've jumped around, all the topics I've jumped around, and basically this person you've met is karmic. You've got an opportunity. you've got opportunity to write possibly lifetimes of not getting this right. This is what's going on right now. You're meeting these people because this is the death rattle. The death rattle of all the people whose karma you need to clear up. And if you need to get that person in front of you that you've held in the back of your mind that you don't feel like you've settled things with, or there's something to clear there, or you don't have peace about, now's the time. Do it in 2020, because after this life, I believe these opportunities are never going to come up again. This is why we're here at this time, this is the time to work on these things. There is a collective of people that are doing this for other people, for sure. I'm a second wave indigo, so possibly first wave, I don't think so. I think I'm a second waver who's come in at this time for a reason, to be a leader in the space, but somebody who's willing to talk about, because I'm willing to talk about, I'll talk about this shit all day. But that's part of my mission, is to do that and hold this space while others catch up. So that's why I get taken out with these energies, because I'm doing a lot of work while I'm asleep, while I'm awake. As I go through them all, I'm energetically, I consciously do it. I put out my vibes, try and uplift the space around me and the people I come in contact with. It actually doesn't deplete me at all when I do that, when I do it consciously. It's when I forget to do it that I feel a bit drained, but it doesn't happen often. I actually get quite energized when I walk down the street purposefully transmuting these energies. I'm doing that for you guys, maybe not you because you're watching the video, but the people who aren't conscious enough to be interested in what I'm talking about or watch this video. I'm doing it for them. That is part of my big soul, wider soul mission. I do that for the earth, I do that for the people of the earth, I do that for the grids, the ley lines, where the ley lines are. I'm a transmuter and a bridge between these concepts and the normal everyday layperson. People tell me that all the time. I don't know why. The way you put it, I understand it, and I take that as a massive compliment, because I believe that that's another reason why I'm here. Another reason is to push my Pleiadian agenda. I believe I am a starseed and a Pleiadian, and don't care. I've had this tattoo on my arm for 20 years, my wrist for 20 years. Looks just like Pleiades star cluster. We have another agenda. Agenda is such a bad word. It's not an agenda. We want humanity to ascend, and I've come down to help with that. You can have more than one mission, which I told you about last week. That's one of my missions, and if I just lost half the people watching this, I don't really care. My God, this keeps coming up. Haters, back off. People might not like you. People might have a strong opinion about you two being together as well, by the way. You might be young and old. You might be different races. That'll be a great way of dealing with the karma. You clear a lot of stuff that way. But anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. And, yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you. I thought I had something else to say, but obviously not today. And I will see you next week. Bye.